All right, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday Call of Duty posted a massive patch notes for Warzone, and we are here simply going over what weapon changes are coming for Season 3. Now, before we get into specific weapon changes, there is a massive change coming. Now, they go into a little bit of detail about their thought process and why they're doing this, but they say, we are introducing substantial buffs to weapon damage, meaning every single Black Ops 6 weapon got a buff to its damage, and we might have a mix-up in the meta. And if you head over to the patch notes yourself, you will notice a common theme among all the ARs. They all got a damage buff, but a range nerf. I mean, just looking at the AK-74, in its first damage range, it went from 36 all the way up to 45. Now, it only goes out to 43 meters, but who cares? Because in that first range, you're going to be absolutely deleting people compared to what it was before. And it's the same thing with the AIMS, the AS-VAL, the Cypher, the GPR, the Krig-C, the Model L, and the XM4. The only one that didn't was the Goblin, because it's kind of good enough. And all these also had minor adjustments to things like headshot multiplier, lower torso multiplier, and stuff like that, which most of them, again, were buffs. And if we look at the SMGs, it's kind of the same thing, except they even gave an extra buff to some of the SMGs that probably didn't need it. The Jackal got a buff to damage and range, so it's probably near the top again. The Compact, which has a crazy fast TTK, got a buff to its damage and its range. And the same thing with the SOG. It got a buff to both its damage and its range. It probably didn't need both, and it's to all three ranges. And they all got minor adjustments to multipliers and stuff like that. Like for the Tonto, it actually got an adjustment to its binary trigger, so now it's a little bit easier to use. All three shotguns got some sort of range buff and even a damage buff for the Marine. For the LMGs, pretty much just straight buffs here. Marksman rifles, again, buffs to the damage. Some got insane buff to damage and range. The pistols were actually the ones where some of them actually went down in damage. Somehow the 9mm went from 50 to 25. That doesn't make any sense at all. But then the Grekhova somehow got a buff, and it was the best pistol. And it looks like for the launchers, if you take a direct impact shot from any of the launchers, you're dead. And even the Siren 9mm, which is probably one of the better secondaries to run when you're trying to use a gunfighter class, got a buff. So there you have it, a ton of changes to the Black Ops 6 weapons, which they did say more are going to come for the MW2 and MW3 weapons, but for right now, I have no idea what's going to happen. I guess we'll find out.